I said before the break to let's go to the other room, and that's where we are now. And we've also got Liddy Wright with us, who is the sculptor or the artist of this singing and three-piece band. So I understand that this was made out of similar clay to what we were talking about just before the break.
Yes, it's made out of a raku clay, and it's been made in three pieces: the legs, the body, and the head.
Oh, right. Each person is in three pieces?
In three pieces, yes. That, because of the size of the kiln, that limits the size I can make them to, but it also means I can move them around. If they were solid, I'd have trouble lifting them around.
So you can dismantle them and move them around?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So they're just balanced there?
There's a rod on the base that goes up the leg and then all the way through up the torso.
All right.
So that if you knock them, they then won't fall over.
Yeah, terrific. So what was your inspiration for this?
I don't really know, to be quite honest.
You just wanted to do it?
I just saw something somewhere, I guess, and I thought, that'd be a challenge, so I had to go, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Liddy has forgotten that she's won first prize here.
Yes.
In the garden, was it the Melbourne
Flower and Garden Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won first prize.
That's fantastic.
So that was...
And how do you actually get the head and the eyes and the mouth and get the flute in there?
They're all actually hollow, so I effectively do the body with coils, I guess is the best way to describe it, just build up and up and up. But the head I do start with a solid ball and then shape the face, and then I cut the back of the head off and hollow it out and put the head back together. Otherwise it's too thick to be fired.
So how long did it take you to do these three pieces?
I couldn't really tell you. I just do a few hours, months, I do a few pieces, a few hours, and then I go on. And you have to wait for it to be dry enough to keep building up, of course, because you can't just do it. It would just collapse.
Yeah.
So I work on two sets of legs at the same time, effectively, and switch from one to the other, and then cross my fingers and hope it'll all fit together when it's fired.
And congratulations on winning first prize at the Melbourne International Show.
Thank you. That was worth all the effort, actually. It was very rewarding, so it was great.
Okay. Margaret, when we were in the other room, we had the dark clay there, and this is an example of the final product.
This is the example of the dark clay, yes, the very, very open clay.
Yes.
And what this potter has done is they've popped a glaze on the inside, and then they've put in glass, and the glass is melted.
So the glaze...
The glaze is the pale blue.
The pale blue.
And
that's what we saw earlier, which was green in the other room. The green watery...
Yes, it was a glaze. Yes, that was a glaze. Yeah, a different colour glaze.
Okay, I understand that.
Yeah.
But, so...
And then the artist has actually smashed up some glass, probably off a bottle or a drinking glass, and he's popped it in there, and it's melted.
And also here as well.
Yes.
So that's just melted as...
Just melted glass.
Nothing... there was nothing in mind that he wanted to achieve.
I think
whatever.
Water.
I realise that, but it just melts to where he didn't exactly want it to be stopped there or there. It just melts to where it's like water.
And that's been fired to 1280 degrees.
Okay.
So that's gone very high, and the glass is melted at that temperature.
So the glaze, which is the lighter colour, has he just painted that on with a brush or something like that?
I would say he's actually syringed that on to get the straight line around it. He hasn't dunked the whole pot in. He's just got syringed it around to get the nice straight line to say where he actually wants it to go.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to another piece now, which is the paper clay that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. We've moved over now to the examples of the paper clay, which is this white colour.
Yes.
And how are these made? There's lots of little different pieces here.
Well, this artist has made the bird solid, carved it out in the centre, and then she's actually put on every feather onto the wings by hand.
So she flattens out a little bit of clay and then sticks it in, flattens out another bit and sticks it in.
That's right.
Wow.
If I could just turn this one here around to have a look at.
All right.
And have a look at how every feather has been put on individually.
Wow. How long would that have taken as a guess?
Hours. Hours. It is beautiful.
Certainly is.
Yeah.
And
so she's got into birds. That's her theme at the moment.
So why would she have used the white clay for that?
Because it doesn't matter how it dries out, how far, she could come back 2 days later and add more feathers to it. She could have a look at it and think, oh, yeah, that needs a bit more, and oh, yeah, that needs a bit more. So it can be as dry as anything. She spritzes it down with water and just adds a few more feathers.
Yeah, right. And then it's fired and
And then it's fired, and then it's glazed,
Yep.
and you have the final product.
okay. Now we'll go and see another example of some
Stoneware,
Of the stoneware. All right. We're still at the Ferntree Gully Community Arts Centre. How do you get in contact with them, Margaret?
Well, we're at 1010 Burwood Highway, Ferntree Gully, and
Yes.
our phone number is 9758 9180.
Okay, we'll ask you that again a little bit later so that
Okay,
people didn't
all right.
get it jotted down.
Right.
Now, we've got something totally different here. Can you explain the process and what happened?
This was one of our weekend workshops which we ran, and it's called a pit firing. Now, what we did was, Anne, who you were just speaking to before, had a tree taken out. She had a hole in the ground. So we decided to use the hole in the ground and put some pots in it. So we had bisque fire the pots, and we planted them in the ground with wood, copper carbonate, banana skins, it sounds crazy, and seaweed. And what happens is, remember I was telling you before about the green glaze? It goes red when we fire it in gas.
Yes?
Well, in the pit firing, because there's no air, there's just flames coming out and they're burning, we get these lovely pink. That's the copper carbonate again. This is the wood that's burnt off. This is the resin out of the wood. And this is the sawdust from the tree that was chopped down. So you get all different effects.
So just put it in a hole, fired it up with ordinary fire.
We just
and-
kept piling the wood on and piling it on. We had, if some of the pictures here, you'll see we had flames sky high. We had smoke, and it was just one of those fun days.
So
a
no
workshop
one knew
day.
how anything was going to turn out. There was
Definitely
no
not.
preconceived.
Definitely not. No,
Yeah.
no.
Well, they came out very well, didn't they?
These are some of that one I wouldn't be selling because it's got a lot of gunk on it.
Oh, it looks pretty good to me.
Okay, but some of the little dishes here look rather lovely.
Yeah.
So that's one of our workshops which we have on the weekends. So
Okay. And we are at the Ferntree Gully Community Arts Centre.
at 1010 Burwood Highway.
And that telephone
Ferntree
number
Gully.
once again,
And
better
that
put your
telephone
glasses
number
on.
again, once
Yeah.
again, is 9758 9180.
Okay, thanks for talking to us today.
Thank you.